This is Josh Wood's Genesis Podcast. My hope is that this will help you connect in new ways with the God of the Bible, as it helps me study, process, and think out loud. Thanks so much for listening. Let's go. Genesis chapter 28. At the end of chapter 27, Rebekah hears that Esau plans to kill Jacob. So she encourages Jacob to run away to his uncle Laban. In Genesis 28, Jacob has a dream while he's on the way to his uncle Laban's house. In this dream, he sees a stairway to heaven with angels ascending and descending on it. He believes it to be the gateway to heaven. He was afraid and said, "How awesome is this place? This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate of heaven." Genesis 28:17, NIV. So here's the scene. Jacob is probably terrified. He's running away from certain death, and it's pretty much his fault that his life's in danger. He lies down to rest, falls asleep, and has a dream of a ladder that could take him from earth to heaven. We've all felt like that at some point or another. We sit in anguish on this earth as we walk through some trial or pain. Maybe it was of our own making, maybe not. But we would give anything for a way out. And that's the picture here. Sin is seeking to destroy us. We're fleeing and scared. We'd love a path from death to life. We'd love some sort of escape hatch from this messy world, from the troubles of this world to heaven. Wouldn't it be glorious if something like that just appeared out of nowhere and we could just climb it to escape this miserable earth? Fast forward to the New Testament, to the life of Jesus in the first chapter of John. Verse 51 is the relevant verse here. But first, I can't help but address one of my favorite answers in all of the Bible. It comes just a few verses prior. Philip found Nathanael and told him, "We have found the one Moses wrote about in the law, and about whom the prophets also wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." "Nazareth? Can anything good come from there?" Nathanael asked. "Come and see," said Philip. John 1:45-46, NIV. Philip doesn't answer with logical arguments or science. There's no nod to theory, there's no indulgence of rumors, there's no flattery. There are simply three little words that are probably the best answer anyone can give in the midst of a discussion or argument. Come and see. On to verse 51. Here Jesus says something a bit odd. He then added, "Very truly I tell you, you will see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." John 1:51, NIV. It's a nod to Genesis 28:12. Same wording. Jesus is claiming to be Jacob's ladder, the very gateway to heaven. Jesus is saying that he is the solution to humanity's entire existential problem. Did your terrible life choices cause you to flee certain death like Jacob? Are you stressed? Are you at your wit's end? Do you want a pathway out of the mess? Do you desperately want a ladder out of the pit and up to heaven? I think all humans feel this need for a way out at some point in their lives, some more than others. Jacob sees the way out in Genesis 28. Jesus claims to be the way out in John 1. "Follow me," he says. "I'm the ladder, I'm the way, I'm the bridge between heaven and earth." You may be asking the same thing that Nathanael asked, or at least questions that echo Nathanael's. So you're telling me that I desperately need an escape hatch from this life, someone to bring life out of death and hope out of despair. And you're telling me that there is such a way out. And you're telling me it's some Jewish nomad from some podunk town in the Middle East. My answer is the same as Philip's. Come and see. You cannot imagine the depth and the pain of the suffering in my life. Almost on cue, my son's oxygen alarm went off before I could finish this sentence. I wish I was making that up. 6 years ago, I was playing catch in the front yard with my boy. Tonight, he is unable to swallow, and something is causing him to salivate constantly. It's causing a vicious cycle of essentially drowning himself, choking, coughing, and then seizing. The suction machine has barely stopped running as I suction his saliva out of his trach every minute or so. He's had 10 to 20 seizures over the past hour. As he remains unable to move any of his limbs, I reposition his torso, head, both legs, and both arms after every cough and seizure. This post, like many of the others, is being typed in fits and starts in the midst of chaos. Yes, that's why I've titled my blog Amidst the Chaos. It's sort of a stupid name, but it was the only adequate name I could think of. Out of curiosity, I counted how many times I've started typing this paragraph. So far, 8. I can't count the number of nights where my wife or I, one or both of us, have endured this cycle for hours on end. If you're a parent, you know that I cannot adequately describe how hard this is. Pure torture. So why on earth do I answer, come and see? Because amidst our chaos there is peace. There should be no peace. My wife and I should not be standing. Our family should not be standing. We exhausted the limits of our own strength years ago. I say come and see because Christianity is packed with stories like ours. In the face of the worst kinds of suffering imaginable, the hopeless find hope, the broken find joy, the restless find peace, the blind see, the deaf hear, the lame walk, the dead are raised. Addictions are broken, relationships are restored. That's the foreshadowing we find in Genesis 28. When you've reached the end of your proverbial rope, you'll find that there is a way, there is a truth, and there is a life. There have always been, as there are today, people who try to solve the problem of suffering by denying the sovereignty of God. That is, the all-ruling providence of God over Satan and over nature and over human hearts and deeds. But it is remarkable how many of those who stand by the doctrine of God's sovereignty over suffering have been those who suffered most and who found in the doctrine the most comfort and help. John Piper.
Yeah. It's like the feeling. But just let's keep on waiting us. Fuck this thing, bitch. Wanna blind, ready that loaf. Yo, check the tale from Genesis 28. Jacob's on the run, feeling stress and strain. Esau's out for blood, Rebecca's like, go. Hit up Uncle Laban, lay low, bro. On the road he crashed, head on a stone. Dreams a ladder up, and his heaven zone. Angels up and down, a stairway glow. Gate to God's house, he shook, yo. Awesome place, awesome ladder. Hope for the day. Fleeing death, fleeing pain. Trying to find a way. Dreaming of escaping the sin that is chasing. We all relate. Need a ladder up and a way out from this dark state. Yeah, fast forward John 1, Jesus explains the game. Nathaniel is unsure, skeptic of the claim. Can good come from Nazareth? He doubts. Philip hit him back, come see what's about. Then Christ drops a line, makes it clear. Angels on the Son of Man, right here. Jacob's ladder, that's me, fam. Bridge to heaven from this broken land. Awesome place, awesome ladder. Hope for the day. Fleeing death, fleeing pain. Trying to find a way. Dreaming of escaping the sin that is chasing. We all relate. Need a ladder up and a way out from this dark state. We've all been there, trapped in despair. Life's a mess, screaming prayers in the air. Jesus is like, I'm the path, the escape. Climb out of the pit, I'll reshape your fate. So when you ask, can hope be real? Echo Philip's words, feel the deal. Come and see, the blind get sight. Dead man walking, steps to light.
You've been listening to Josh Wood's Genesis podcast. Feel free to connect with me on Substack, Instagram, Facebook, X, or Threads. My username is JoshWoodTX on all of the above. Thanks for listening. See you next time.